Adelaide Crows players were laying low today, not even leaving their rooms for lunch. A much different picture to yesterday's crowded training schedule.
The guys had some running together with some drills, and at times they moved into groups larger than 2, and that's clearly a breach, and it's unacceptable and it's frustrating for all of us.
16 Adelaide Crows players who've returned from interstate are in quarantine in the Barossa Valley. The resort's golf course doubling as a training ground for players.
All I saw was they were in groups of 2. Done a couple of runs, I could see them up and down the fairway in a group of 2.
But groups of 2 somehow became a group of 8.
Look, it's our mistake and we'll own that mistake. Our players unfortunately got themselves in basically too close, and we ended up with 8 players who were kicking a football around in a small area.
That's a problem for 2 reasons. The AFL's enforcing strict rules for players to only train in pairs, so no teams have an advantage because of varying state restrictions. Then there are South Australia's border rules, which require new arrivals to isolate themselves for 14 days. Police investigated but won't be issuing fines.
What you might describe as an honest mistake. We'll be providing advice to them, and I also understand that they'll be seeking exemptions from the quarantine requirements that will enable them to participate in training activities within the South Australian limitations.
The AFL may not be as lenient, with league officials furious at the Crows. The Barossa breach comes at the worst time for the AFL, as the league tries desperately to convince state governments to let players fly in and out so that some resemblance of a season can begin. In South Australia at least, games will be allowed to resume without crowds in a month's time. Brittany, Evins, ABC News, the Barossa Valley.